So, what I was speaking on recently on my channel about the separation that is coming in this world to reality. It's been happening, and more of it is going to happen. The big separation between the sheep and the goats. The sheep and the goats don't belong together. And it's just the way it is. If you are a sheep and you have the mentality of a sheep and you want to be with the goats, you have to become closer to a goat. You don't got to be God, nor will you ever be God, but you don't have to be perfect. But you can't have the mentality of a sheep if you want to be with the goats. You have to have more of a goat mentality. You have to be able to think clearly. You have to be able to get shit done. You can't be like the sheep who needs other sheep just to feel anything. Because that is a sheep's mentality. They need each other. Sheep need each other. The goats can do it on their own. And goats belong with other goats. And there's not going to be a lot. So if you're a goat, you will not be around a lot of people. If you're a sheep, you can be around a whole bunch of people all the time. But you won't get anywhere near the goats. The separation is happening. And it all stems down to yourself. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be around? I think that's the question that everybody in this world needs to ask themselves. Because it's all about what you want. You can be the person that's around a whole bunch of sheep. You can be a sheep yourself. Or you can choose to be a goat. You can be around other goats. You can be around more positive, better, loyal, more stable, stronger individuals in your life. And there's not enough in the world to go around. There's a smaller amount of those types of people, and there's a lot more sheep, but it's easy to be a sheep because anybody can be a sheep. Not everybody can be a goat. That's the thing. But if you ask yourself these questions, what type of people do you want to be around? Because I'm going to tell you something right now, the difference between sheep and goats. Sheep are untrustworthy. Sheep ain't really about that life. Sheep are fleety. Sheep can stab you in the back. On the other hand, when it comes to goats, they're solid, stable people who live by truth. You can never go wrong with being around other goats. And it's entirely up to yourself who you want to be in the mix with. There's a long list of things I could say about both sheep and goats, but I think you guys get the point already of who is who, if you didn't already know. I've been around sheep before, and the whole time I felt like a goat while I was around the sheep. I did not really feel connected to those people. I always felt like a leader my whole life, no matter where I was, no matter what I was doing. I always felt that disconnect. I always felt like I was something else than the things I was around, which were sheep, because I had the goat mentality. So I veered off and I did my thing. And I created that separation a long, long time ago. And the sheep no longer even want to come near me because they know the separation is there. Sheep and goats, bro, they're nothing even close to the same. The sheep don't want to come near you, bro. They don't. The sheep are truly scared of the goats. They can act a certain way all willy-nilly as if they're a goat, or as if they're confident, or as if they can hang with you or they're equal to you, but it is a fucking lie. No, they can't. And they don't even want to come near you, bro. The best thing you can do is know who you are, know where you stand, and no matter what it takes, become that person that you're supposed to be. If you're a sheep, fine. If you're a goat, be a goat. Don't get weak. And oh my God, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that, and this and that, and that and this. I don't want to do these things, and I don't want to do them alone. So you veer off with goats, and you're kind of just lost in this world with a bunch of people where you have potential, and you're kind of just wasting it. You're kind of just around those people for far too long. There's going to come a point where even a person like you will create separation, because you're not going to live that way forever. And if you do, you fucking failed. You have to create that separation. It's not about you thinking, oh, in this egotistical way, I'm just better and all this stuff. It's about you living up to who you are and your purpose. It has nothing to do with you being better than anybody else. It has to do with you living up to your purpose and bringing to this world what you have inside. What you have inside of you, you bring out to the world. Even on your worst days, on your best days, every day. Because that is what goats do. Goats don't feel the best every day, but they still show up. Sheep will make excuses. Sheep will always be sheep. They're never going to make that jump. They're never going to create that separation because they can't, because they're born to be sheep. Some people are born to be sheep. Look how many there fucking are. And look how little there are of goats. It comes down to who do you want to be? Who are you? There are people in this world who don't even know who the fuck they are. And that is entirely up to yourself to find out. And if you're a bit young, it's normal to not know who you are. At 18, 17, 18, 19, 20-ish, when you're that young, you're probably not going to have it all together. And you will continue to not have it all together if you don't really start to try and have a sense of urgency in life. My sense of urgency in life and really, really trying my hardest came at 18, 19, and I did a lot of figuring things out. From then till now, I've had that spark, that sense of urgency that I'm something. I'm going to be something. I'm not like the people I'm around. I'm just not like that. I am something. That is what you need. If you feel this deeply, there's like a 99% chance you're probably a goat. Because sheep don't feel that way. They just don't. But the goats do. The goats feel that way. The goats make adjustments. They dig and they claw and they scratch and they climb and they do whatever it takes. When the sheep are not willing to do it, the sheep are weak-minded. But the goats will always prevail no matter what. Some people just have it, some people don't. Some people are born to be a goat. And no matter what, they will create that separation. They will be on the right path. They were born for it. There was a calling on their life. You could also call yourself the chosen one, because you were chosen for a direct purpose. You were supposed to do something very specific. And if you're the type of person where you feel this desire deep down inside that you have something to give, you have something to offer to this world, I highly suggest in you creating that separation ASAP. You digging deep and going into depth in your mind where most people are afraid, but that is where we live. Like I said, those sheep, bro, they can pretend like they're confident around us, but we are in depth. They're not even willing to go in depth. They don't go into depth. They can't swim with you in the deep waters. They can't. They can't go down to the wire. They can act all confident on the outside and willy-nilly and shit like that in public, but when it comes down to the fucking wire, they're not willing to go in depth. They can't swim. They can't. So this is where the separation is. And when you're the goat and you create that separation, it is clear as day. It's like most of those sheep don't even know that you know. But you know. You can see pretty goddamn clearly. Pardon my French. You can see very clearly. It has to do with your actions. You can create so much for yourself with picture perfect actions that you will take in your life. You're doing what is supposed to get done. Whether it's improving your mindset, whether it's improving your confidence, whether it's improving your health and fitness, whether it's improving anything you need to improve on, you get the jobs done. You're not focused on everybody else. You do the deep down inside work that most people and the sheep are not willing to do. Because you're willing to do whatever it takes. Your ability to handle stress, your ability to handle pain is far superior than like everybody else's around you, bruh. You guys understand how many people try to keep up with me on my journey and they just fall? They fall and they fall. They can't take it 24/7 the way I can take it. They can't. They need a break. They need to take a seat on the bench. They can't keep going. They can't. They always throw in the towel. They always resort back to who they actually are because they're not willing to climb, because they're not cut out to be a goat, because they are sheep. There's a part of them that probably wants to be the goat. But they just can't do it. They just can't pull the trigger. They can't keep on that self-improvement journey. Because it becomes too much for them. I've had people that rage quitted on me, bruh. They got mad because I was putting in hella work. Side by side, when we were working side by side, they could not do what I was doing and they got mad. And they threw in the towel. And I would push these people. They can't take it. Arguments would start. Tempers would flare. Some people just ain't cut out for it. There's some people that lasted about a month, 2 months with me. And this isn't even work outside the gym. This is only work inside the gym. Forget about outside the gym. Because the work never stops. They can't even take health and fitness. And that's like everyday essential stuff, and they can't even handle that. If you can't be healthy, you can't be a goat. If you can't even be on point, if you can't get your mind and body on point, how the hell can you be a goat? You can't. It all comes down to mind control when you really go into depth and think about all these things. The difference between sheep and goats is goats are in complete control of their lives and how things are going to go. While the sheep, they're just kind of over here, over there, doing whatever, entertain myself here, entertain myself there, go on this vacation, let's drink on the weekends, let's have fun over here, let's have fun over there, da 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 da. They have no structure. They're just kind of doing whatever. But the goats don't live that way. The goats live with structure. And it doesn't mean you can never have a beer. Doesn't mean you can never have a beer. Doesn't mean you can never do something out of left field. But goats have structure. You're going to go and have a nice meal at a restaurant. Eat your nice meal. Have a beer. Continue on. Keep working. Have a cigar on the weekend. Not even every weekend. Just have a cigar. And that's not even something I can do myself right now, is have a cigar. I can have a beer occasionally. But a cigar, I never tried anything to do with nicotine in the longest time, and I'm kind of afraid, to be quite honest. But as long as you can handle something in moderation, do not let something become a problem. We're not going to live like complete, perfect people. And you know what? I actually recommend trying to live flawlessly for at least a couple years. I've already done it. I'm already past that psychopathic page where I literally lived flawlessly and did nothing at a left field or nothing for years, and literally lived a picture perfect life to build things how I wanted to build them. And that's called making a sacrifice, which is what goats are capable of doing. It comes down to the goat mindset. All these things come down to your mindset. And like I was speaking about with the nicotine, it's stuff like that I'm sensitive to. Me and nicotine just don't mix, bruh. Just don't mix. I'll probably pop a cigar in my mouth at some point and I'll try it. But I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna do it just to do it sometime at a left field, just to see what it's like. But I don't think I'm gonna like it. But it's all about moderation. You see what I'm saying here? You can't consistently keep doing things that's going to be bad. You have to have complete control over your mind and be able to be the best version of yourself. Once you can do that, once you can get really on ball, then you can start to do things at a left field and stuff like that, have a little bit of fun, and whatever fun is to you, really. To me, I like to play sports, I like to travel, I like to do wild, crazy, adventurous things. Everything you could possibly think of in your mind. And I've already done lots of that in my life. But there comes a time where you have to put in that next level discipline that's going to put you so far ahead in life. The separation, bro. It's that separation that most people are not willing to do. Most people are not willing to go to those trenches. That's what I'm capable of doing. I can go to the trenches. I can make America great again. Forget about Donald Trump. We'll make America great again. I don't even live in America, but we'll still make it great again. I'm willing to go to the trenches. Not many people are actually willing to say those words. I'll tell you guys right now, I am willing to go to the trenches. I've already been there. I've already done that. I'm still in the trenches. Like, you can put your mind to anything and just start doing it all the time. But most people don't have that mental power, mental strength, and durability because they're just too focused on being a fucking sheep, having fun. Oh, I need to enjoy myself. Bro, there's lots of time to enjoy yourself. Speaking for me, I'm still young. I got a long way to go. A long way to go. There's a long time to chill. You have to know when your time comes to chill and when your time is to go to the trenches. So you actually can chill a little bit. Because life ain't free. Look at all the people that have fought for us and our freedom we have today. You think they were focused on chilling all the time? Let's have fun all the time? People are taking that shit for granted, bro. There's too many people in this world that take shit for granted. People that are entitled to have fun and be relaxed all the time and just do bare minimum work. Entitled. You hear some females out there in the world today. F men, all men are trash. We don't need men. This and that and that and this. I don't need a man. You're all arrogant. You're all ignorant people. Without us, you might not even be alive right now. We have made this world so damn comfortable and safe that the arrogance is unreal coming out of them. You drive cars because of us. You do everything because of us. You have your privileged life because of us. We made it so privileged for you, worked so hard, and made it so privileged for you that the audacity that those words can even come out of your mouth, that I don't need a man. That is how good we've made this world that you actually might not even do. But it is arrogant to say that kind of shit. Where is the thank you? But no. Nobody want to go into depth and really look at things. And those are people I cannot stand because you're all arrogant. Because you're not willing to go into depth to look at the fucking truth. It's all people convincing themselves of certain things. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you who are like that. Sheep mentality. But anyways, bro, I'll not proceed any longer in this video. And we will get on to the next topic. And before I end this, I want to say right now, there's something, as I spoke about in the last couple of videos, that I dabbled with over the last half week to a week. A new pre-workout. And I'm going to tell you guys something now. It's addicting stuff. Once you start to take it, it gives you this spark. It gives you this kind of adrenaline. It makes you feel really awake and aware. But there's a reason I stopped taking it 5-6 years ago, because it's too much. And once you start taking it every day, you will get addicted to it. You'll get hooked on it. Not really that bad like a drug, because there's no actual bad ingredients that is like unhealthy. But it can mess with your sleep. It can mess with it can give you insomnia. Go look at pre-workout pros and cons. It'll tell you pros and cons. But I'm teaching myself again right now that it is not worth it to take it, because it's just simply too much. A very small amount of coffee is good enough for me. Small doses of caffeine for me works for me. I'm sensitive to caffeine right now, and I'm showing myself this. I can't handle a lot of caffeine right now. I'm naturally already a very highly energetic person. So to add a whole bunch of more energy products into me is not sitting well with me. So now, easily with a decision I've made, I'm not taking the pre-workout no more. I'm just going to stick to smaller doses of caffeine, like small cups of coffee. Small. 1 to 2 a day. That is it. That is what works with me. And honestly, I don't recommend pre-workout to a whole lot of people. But anyway, that's the point I wanted to make. It comes down to mind power. Most people start to take something. It feels good while you take it. But then when you come off it, you don't feel the same. You feel weird. So they want to keep taking it. My mind's strong enough that I don't have to do it. You get what I'm saying here? I could do anything. I could get myself into anything. My mind, speaking for myself, is strong enough that I can do anything at any time I want. I could be addicted to the worst shit you could possibly think of in the world, and I guarantee you I could cut it. Because I'm willing to suffer. My ability to take pain is very, very high. And a lot of people in this world, their ability to take pain is very, very low. So, become a goat. Get tougher. Get stronger. Because every goat you can think of is strong-minded. The sheep, weak-minded. So, the separation is here. The separation is coming. What's it going to be? Going to be a sheep or are you going to be a goat? That's entirely up to yourself. But it feels a lot damn better to be a goat.